Good morning. So this morning we're preparing a tea. The tea that I'm drinking is floral tea for anemia. So it's filled with hibiscus, blueberries, and roses. And I curated and created this brand and this blend of tea to help with the fatigue that comes with being anemia. It also helps with blood circulation and it's a great source of relaxation because of the roses. So I'm going to put a teaspoon in my cup. And then I'm just going to fill it with hot water. The beautiful thing about this blend of tea is that it is highly pigmented. So as an artist, I like to eat or drink things that really ignites my creativity with color. So I'm going to let this steep and it's going to get redder and more pigmented as it continues to steep. So I'm going to set it to the side. And then today I'm going to paint this lily. This is a part of an Easter lily that is starting to brown. I'm going to paint that using watercolors. And then I'm going to lead you through an exercise that I like to lead people through in person with my inner discovery painting workshops. Okay, so in my workshops, I like to teach people or really lead people on how to use watercolors as a catalyst for self discovery. So, what does that mean? That includes being out of control when you're painting. Painting with watercolors for me every morning is like a form of meditation. It's the only medium where you have no control, so the watercolor becomes the teacher and you become the student. So, with my surrendering technique on how I like to put the water down first and then put the color in, it allows the color to flow where it wants to, and it sort of like leads you through this exercise of painting. So, I'm gonna put some water down, and I'm trying to paint it in the shape of the flower. And then I'm going to try to put down as much watercolor as possible. You can use watercolor or ink and allow it to flow wherever it wants to flow. It's one of those mediums, like if somebody asked me to paint the same painting twice, it's pretty much impossible because my process is so intuitive and watercolor is such an intuitive medium that you really have to just go with the flow. And so that's why it's a great form of meditation and um in art therapy. Okay, so I'm taking a smaller brush, and these are called water pen brushes. that I like to use if I'm trying to paint on the go. And this is something that you can do um, if you are traveling on the airplane and you want to have a quick meditation session. You can pick up your watercolors and paint with it. If you are um, at a cafe, which is what I used to do a lot when I first started out as an artist, is go and people watch and paint. And using art or watercolors or painting in the morning is a great way to just like get your thoughts. It's almost like a form of journaling. You just get your thoughts out on the paper. You see how loosely I'm painting. I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm not trying to create this masterpiece of art. My finished paintings like I do for my fine art or print design projects. I'm just really like letting my feelings out on the paper, and it's telling me a lot about myself, or it's telling me about a lot about where I am in the moment, what I'm feeling, how I'm feeling. And I consider it similar to exercising. So, when you exercise, you release endorphins, you start to feel better afterwards. Painting is the same way with watercolors. Ooh. So I'm gonna get the middle, try to imitate the middle, the stamen where all the pollen is. I think that's a beautiful mustard color. Okay, this is my sort of morning dump, my morning meditation through art. As I mentioned, the tea that we made at the beginning of the video has completely turned to a beautiful red color. Hopefully you can see it clearly. But I'll be back tomorrow at the same time to just sort of show you how I use watercolors as a form of meditation and as a method of to learn more about myself. And I'm having a workshop, and I would call it a painting experience, at the Los Angeles Arboretum and Botanic Garden on May 5th. This is in celebration of Mother's Day. We're going to be painting roses in the middle of their rose garden. So if you're interested in signing up, spaces are limited and seats are selling out pretty quickly. So I suggest you go to bychriskeys.com. I'll have it linked in the description box as well so that you can join us in person for a beautiful watercolor painting experience in LA. All right, y'all have a beautiful day.